Hello. Okay, we're recording. Session 2. Let's put my phone on silent. How are you?
I am fine. See, how are you?
I'm all right, I'm all right. Yeah, I feel like it's been a while, and I haven't been here for what? It's about 3 weeks now, maybe even 4 weeks.
Feels longer. Feels like more
Yeah,
like 4
I think
weeks.
it's about 4 weeks now. Yeah,
Since
I feel like some of the other sessions that I've seen, they've been like proper sick, like to watch and to see the level of vulnerability from everybody that sat down in the chair.
Yeah.
But I've also felt like it's mad heavy, and I don't want this to be a competition of like who's got the hardest life, or like, you get me, like the biggest sub story. Not to say that anyone's story has been a sub story, but
Right.
like that's why I said today I didn't want to come in and try and feel sorry for myself, or try and find something else that's even more drastic to what, you know what I'm saying? Like literally today, I'm just on a calm one. It's Christmas time. You get me? Like, because not people need to understand as well, like therapy is not all about sadness, is it? It's not all about coming in to talk about troubles. You can actually talk about positive things as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But before we kind of delve into it, I want to get your perspective on how you felt our last session went.
I felt our last session was really powerful, and why I say that is, like you said, there was a part of you that was quite vulnerable, and as a therapist, because we're talking about men's mental health, I think it's important to show that vulnerable side, because I don't think there is a platform where men can be that vulnerable. So I think it's important, even though sometimes it might come across as sad or somber. I think if that's your truth and if that's been your life, then just say it as it is. I don't think we can make things happy or keep it merry, but I just found that you was very honest, and the feedback that I got from other people was like, because I think you was the second one on here, and everyone was like kind of comparing you a little bit to Speedy, and I think the first one with Speedy, it was more of an introduction to what we're going to do with this show. So I don't think Speedy at the first one could really share as much as he wanted to. And I think that's therapy as well. We've only got 50 minutes. So we're only going to encapsulate a little bit of your life story. So for me, the feedback that we got from UC was it was nice. It was refreshing. Good stuff. So I enjoyed our session, and I just hope that we continue with the realness and the
Therefore, is there anything that you picked up on, like any traits? Is there anything that you like? What did you get from me in terms of what I gave, like from your professional opinion? What have you assessed?
So if we was in therapy, I would perhaps would like to talk to you about what would be the aim of therapy. What would you want to improve in your life? And the only thing that I could kind of pick up from that session was just your thinking. I think there was something about you thinking that you're quite fixed or limited in certain ways of being. And I was just curious as to, does that still affect you now? And if it did, then that's something that I think would be helpful to share in.
Yeah.
I don't know how that resonates.
You know what?
With you.
It does to a degree. Like, I do kind of have a fixed mindset. Do you get what I mean? Like, if something doesn't go how I have planned it to go, it used to really throw a spanner in my works. Like, really, do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'll be so fixated on doing what it is that I said I was going to do and doing it how I said I was going to do it, that I then end up throwing everything out of the pram in order to do it. Like, I'm forcing it to be done in that way.
Yeah.
And then that just has a negative effect on everything. You get what I'm saying? But
and other people
and other people, exactly. And
they might not understand why you're like
yeah, 100%.
And say like Speedy, because I think he says he doesn't tolerate like just a certain mindset. So I'm not saying that this is you and him, but sometimes when we're talking, it can affect you, but it can also affect other people.
Yeah.
They don't understand why you're like that, or why you might be moody. Because to the world, you might come across moody or quiet. And they'll be like, "What's wrong with bro?"
It's mad, you know, like to people who I would say is probably, they're not on the outside, but they're not my immediate family, or the people that I've got to care for. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. They probably wouldn't see that or clock that from me. Do you get what I'm saying?
They wouldn't see that. What do you mean? They wouldn't.
So if I get frustrated, or when things haven't gone my way, they won't really see the mood. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
what do you think they see in those times when you think?
Obviously, from my personal perspective, I just feel that people think that I'm serious, but I'm cool. And I don't want to say not bad vibes, but it's not like I'm not the center of the party. You know what I'm saying? I'm not center of attention. Like, you always find me in the back, just chilled. You get what I'm saying? But if I need to take control or whatever, I can step up. I can do that as well. But I think people just, that's the vibe that they get from me. Kind of, some might say that old person, like
an old soul.
Old soul to a degree. You got me? Not in all or every situation, but majority of the time I'm gonna be the one that's the most serious. And like like this actually. So last year we've gone out. Yeah, this is something so stupid, but it kind of speaks to what we're talking about now. Okay. We've all gone to London to go to a party, and we've gone into Tesco's to go buy a drink before we've gone out. Yeah, and my brethren says, "Yo, let me just use your Tesco's club card." These times he doesn't know that I've got one. I've never told him, but he's just assuming I've got one based on the type of person that I am. Okay. Do you get what I'm saying? It's so stupid. But when I sat down and thought about it, it made me laugh, because I'm thinking, bro, why did you think that I've got that?
Had one.
You get what I'm saying? But
that's how people are judging you.
Yeah. That's just how they see me.
He's got it.
Yeah. But like in the household now, shit's going wrong. I'm fucking pissed. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's because I'm pissed because you are the people who I'm trying to have the biggest impact on. You are my responsibility. So you will feel the blunt of it.
What would they see and feel?
Nothing. I'll just be silent, reserved. Certain times I might shout. I might punch something, like just overly frustrated. And it's because when I'm looking at them, you are the people that I'm trying to do it for. Like, you're my reminder. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's done with the purest intention, and it's done because I want to know that I'm providing. But this is more in the past. It definitely was a trigger as well. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at you and you're my reminder of what it is that I need to do. So you're reminding me of how this thing's messed up, how it's annoying me, and then me thinking like, yo, I'm letting you down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing my job. But in that moment of feeling like that, I'm letting them down because I'm having an impact on the energy within the, you get what I'm saying? So I've changed. Like, I'm not like that no more. Like, I try my hardest to not do that. Do you get me? Because I understand it's not just about where I'm trying to get to in the future. It's also about what's happening in the present right now. And if things ain't good now, if things aren't happy now, then it doesn't matter what's coming in the next 5 years or even in the next 3 weeks. This unhappiness could throw everything out the window. And even if I get to the end goal, really, I didn't get to it. Because
when did you kind of get to that realization? Was it something that you came to reflect and saw, or something that people would share with you?
So it's what people, not people, it's what the household shared with me. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay. I started to see how it was manifesting in negative ways, and how it was just affecting people. You know what I'm saying? And then it's me that took the step back and says, you know what, I'm fucking up. Like, I commend myself for being driven and disciplined and focused on where it is that I'm trying to get to, but then having that balance, strong realization of it's toxic. Like, you can actually be too focused. You can't, like, obviously it just depends on what people say and people's priorities. Do you know what I mean? But obviously.
But it's what you're saying. I think it's about enjoying the moment.
Yeah.
And if you're making that situation I'm just going to use your word, toxic at times,
Yeah.
then we're not enjoying the moment, and it doesn't need to be that heavy. So what did you tweak or change about yourself when you're feeling those moments of frustration or anger or what have you?
What did I tweak? I just realized I had to let it go. So
How do you do that?
Once again, this stems back to the last episode. I told you I'm a person who's always been very aware of myself. So the moment that I catch myself, I can then change it. You get what I'm saying? And I caught myself. So I was like, all right, I know that this needs to change. Do you get me?
So you've got, it sounds like really good self-awareness of how you're going to impact yourself and others.
Yeah. That kind of stuff, I definitely have that. But like some of the changes that I made were just being more relaxed. If something didn't go right, you take a deep breath.
Okay.
And say fuck it, and then just keep it pushing. So like.
So I'm hearing change on mindset.
Mindset, yeah. Just like
tweak that thing. So what would you think? What would you think before then? So now you're like fuck it. Before, what would you think?
I gotta smash something.
I gotta smash something.
I've got to let the anger out. Do you get what I'm saying? I gotta let the anger out. But you know, in that moment, it's rage. But really, it never leads to anything. It doesn't lead to anything positive. Do you get what I'm saying? So. And the last time I had an outburst of rage, like I broke my toe, I fucked up my hand, like rage, you get what I'm saying?
Do you think that rage or that way of dealing with things started from childhood and then it's just got gradual as you got older?
Well, yeah, like, remember when I was younger, I had to go anger management.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were saying before.
Yeah. And obviously, as I said to you, I felt like if I was in different environments, it would have grown into different things. But because I wasn't in those environments and because I had parents who were hands-on, it didn't go into that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like that anger was still there. Yeah, still being inside me. Do you get what I'm saying? And
you didn't learn, it sounds, because maybe you're a child and like you didn't have that realization at those points, but now it sounds like you kind of understood that needed to be shifted in a more healthier way of dealing with things.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was. So we just don't deal with things like that. So like, for example, so obviously we've just had the World Cup now, but there was another tournament. I can't remember if it was the Euros, I think. It was in summertime.
I know football, but Euros, I think was the last one.
It was Euros. So imagine like after the last match that England played before they got kicked out, Sorry.
That was a tough match.
That was a tough match, and I'm not no football hooligan, so I weren't mad about that.
Okay.
I'm not leading to that at all. What I was saying is the morning after now, I'm like, all right, cool, England's lost, whatever, but I'm not a mad football fan, but I like being around my brethren. I like the social aspect of those things, and so when they're playing, if man and are linking up, I'm there. You get what I'm saying? But in the morning now, I've woke up to get back to work. You get what I'm saying? Open up the laptop. Bearing in mind this laptop's basically new. The screen's just all black and there's a red line down the middle. And I know I've got deadlines like looming around the corner. So I'm like, before I would have been fucking fuming because I'm thinking this is stopping me from doing what I need to do. But I just took a deep breath. I said, all right, cool. Drove to the shop, spoke to the people, and just figured out another solution and kept it pushing. And like it was so much better. Do you get what I'm saying? That's just one example. Like I said, these are not extreme or major things, but I know that these are incidences that could affect my day, and that day then can go into weeks, and then you know what I'm saying, and it can spiral out of control. But I've just learned how to control it. Okay, and I think it's just having a positive effect, not only in personal life, but obviously business as well. You get what I'm saying? Like being able to deal with more high pressured situations, understanding that when being in business, obstacles are going to happen. And if every time something comes up,
You flake out.
Yeah. And that's definitely happened to me in the past, where it's just stopped progression. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, where I am now, I just deal with things way better, way better. You know, so yeah.
I love that. How did we get onto this?
How did we? That's what counseling is about. It's just about talking. How was it now? Flipping. Don't know. Just saying that I didn't want it to be a somber. I didn't want to talk about none of that kind of stuff.
So what do you want to talk about today?
Today, you know what?
What was
it? Kind of relates
not
though.
being said?
No, it kind of relates to in terms of like learning how to manage and deal with things. Yeah.
Okay.
And then also that pressure that I have of knowing that I gotta provide, and how if things went wrong, it would affect me in the moment. It doesn't affect me now, but there's one area of my life that I need to clean up desperately, and that's my sleep. So I think even though I've learned how to deal with it better, I think I'm suppressing it rather than dealing with it, because I'm realizing when I'm going to bed, I can hear myself talking to myself, and I'm talking about, I gotta get this done. This needs to get done. That needs to get done, and I can't even sleep. I'm not. You get me? And it's because there's so many things that I've got to do. There's bare things, bare weight on my shoulders at the moment. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, I'm going to bed late because I got deadlines and I'm working throughout the night. Yeah, but it's not just that. Like let's say if I do go to bed early, I'm literally in the bed talking to myself, saying, I gotta get this done tomorrow. Yeah, and when I get this done tomorrow, that means that next month we're gonna have that. And then it just spirals. Oh shit! Then what about this idea? Oh, we could do this. And then my brain, is just like, it's just
ticking, 10 to the dozen,
ticking. Just, and like I caught myself not that long ago, and I thought, yo, we need to chill out, yo. Like this ain't healthy. Like I'm meant to be relaxed. And I still haven't got to that point of learning how to deal with things in a relaxed manner. You get me? I've suppressed it so it doesn't affect me in an emotional way like that. And then there's outbursts, but still haven't dealt with.
How do you know you haven't dealt with it?
Because I'm talking to myself. I'm not sleeping.
You get what I'm saying?
I can get into bed early, and I know I'm probably not going to sleep.
How long have you been experiencing this?
I've always been a night person. From
a night person?
Yeah, like in terms of just going to bed late. From my earliest memories, like I'm going to bed the same time as my dad. You get me? My bro's knocked out. Yeah, you put me in bed, I'm coming out of bed. I'm coming downstairs. If my uncles come to visit, why is coming downstairs? I'm just a night owl. You get me? I've been like that from day dot.
Let me just interject. So as you've raised this up, because I love this, so you saying, do you want to understand why you're doing that? Do you want to explore that today?
I don't want to explore. Well, we can do. It's not that nothing's off the table in it. So it's not that I don't want to explore anything. I don't see it as a problem that I am a night owl. That's not an issue for me. I've looked into it a little bit more myself, and it's just some people are wired to be night owls, and they that's just how they operate. Like I seen this. There was a video that I was watching, and it was breaking down the different types of people and saying how in society we love to try and conform people to one way of kind of doing things. And so it's not everybody is going to be a morning person, and it's not everyone that's going to be a night person. And you shouldn't be trying to fight against it. You should be using it to your advantage and working with it. So if you are a night person, then be a night person. There's nothing wrong with it. You're still going to be as productive as a person who's going to get up early. You just have to prioritize. And
I hear you,
get what
but
I'm saying?
That's not what you were saying. You were saying what stops you from sleeping.
Exactly. So I'm going to get to that. I'm saying that me going to bed late, I don't see that as a problem. But if I decide that I want to go to bed a little bit earlier, my brain is ticking. I'm talking to myself.
And is that the bit we're talking about?
That's the part. That's the problem, because I know.
What have you tried to do to reduce that? The brain from ticking.
If I'm honest, I haven't had the opportunity to do that.
Okay.
Because I've been going back to back. Yeah. There's been no moment for me to even have a down moment of where I'm not doing something. So I know that is definitely affecting it. So I know the first thing that I need to do is to prioritize and manage things better than how I am, so that when it gets to being nighttime, because I've prioritized, I'm not thinking about it as much. But because everything is just like, it feels like it's moving at 100 miles an hour at the moment. Yeah, I'm not. You get me? But
Okay.
but
Can I interject?
Go on.
So what I'm hearing you say is, Shah, I don't mind like my sleep pattern being off. That's just how I am. But when I do sleep, what I've observed is that I have certain thoughts and my mind's going 10 to the dozen. Now, can I just say that most human beings actually experience that? And let me tell you why. We're living in a society where we just don't have enough downtime. We are constantly on the go. And if we're not on the go, we're on our phones. So what happens to the brain is whenever we get a moment's peace and quiet, and that's normally just before we go to bed, or some people have it first thing in the morning, yeah? So just before we go to bed, that's the only time you've put your phone down and you're about to snuggle down and sleep. And what happens is your thoughts, because it's quiet, that's when your brain's alive and it's telling you to do all of this. So what I would suggest you do, and maybe try it and come back to me and give me some feedback, is get yourself a notebook. Say if your bedtime is at 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, have organised worrying time. What we don't do as humans is allow time to think and reflect. You just said it, I'm constantly on the go. And you even kind of answered your own question, really, which is, I know I need to organise things. So just before you go to bed, give yourself an hour to allow the thoughts to come in. And it's a little bit like meditation. That's what meditation gets you to do. Listen to your mind. Don't grammar check it. Don't spell proof it. Just everything, 10 to the dozen, bullet point it down, write it down. And then when you look at it visually, you can see what's going on in your mind and then answer it. So if you've got something to do next week, say, all right, I'm going to see my man on Monday. Let me put that in my diary. Yeah? You've answered it. And what happens is the thoughts will get quieter. And then have relaxation time before bed. So because you've never had, it feels like a stable routine to sleep. And that's fine. There isn't a wrong or right to how we sleep. Like you said, some people need 12 hours, 8 hours, 6 hours. It sounds like you need 6 hours and you're good. But what I would say to you is from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, you need to be sleeping. Because at those times, we get a vitamin called melatonin and we only get it at that hour. People that work nights, that don't sleep, sometimes can be prone to illnesses because we're not sleeping and we're not getting our vitamins. Because what do we tell our kids? Go to sleep, get your rest, because they're growing. Doesn't stop because we're adults, because we heal. So say have you ever felt sick and then you go to sleep and the next day you feel a little bit better, and then the next day you feel a little bit better. Your body's healing. We can even lose weight when we sleep. Yeah. So sleep is very powerful. Do not underestimate it, because if we do not sleep, in fact, we're more prone and susceptible to depression and mental health because we're irritable, we're aggy, we haven't got the patience. So my suggestion would be have some herbal tea, have a nice bath or shower, put some music on and do nothing. Learn to do nothing, because you need to heal, you need to chill. But before you do the relaxation, get everything out of your head. And also just have a notepad by your book. So if you wake up and have thoughts, just get it out. And then once you've got 7 days of that, you'll get to see what's going on in your mind.
Okay, yeah.
Does that make sense?
I'll be honest, I got bare notebooks. That's the... So now that you're saying all of this, it doesn't just happen. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, it doesn't just happen at night time. So let's say I'm dropping my son to school or whatever. Like, he'll catch me talking to myself, and he'll say, "Yo, Dad, what did you just say?" But I'm talking about what I know I need to do, or like for no reason, I'll just tut and I'll go.
But you need to empty and write it and see it. Because sometimes when you read it, you're like, "Yo, I've had that 10 times already. Scratch that I know. You need to empty your mind and you need to see it. Just try it. Use these notebooks and then have a day where you're going to sit down and look at all of them and see if there's any patterns and themes. Get your highlighters out. Begin to understand your mind. And that's what mind control is. Don't let your mind run you ragged. And having these thoughts throughout the day, see if there's anything that triggers these thoughts as well. So if you could have a notepad throughout the day and say, I had a thought on Monday at 12 o'clock and it was about this. Don't overthink it at that point. Leave it. So when you have your relaxation time of the evening, have a look at what's been going on throughout your mind. And in fact, I'd love you to bring that in the next session and share that with us.
All right, yeah, we can do that. Let's give it like a month period in it. So obviously, if I do one before then I won't bring it. But I'll give it like 4 weeks so that we've got a track record of.
Yeah, whatever's good for you.
Yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, really and truly, that's it. Like that's the only thing that I really wanted to kind of talk about today. And I feel naturally it actually got to there without me even having to say, you know what I'm saying? But apart from that though, things are cool. Things are cool. It's just, as I said, everything's moving seriously fast. You get me? And
what's moving fast?
It's life. There's everything, you know what I'm saying?
Is that good?
It's good when you're doing things that you want to do. You get me? I think the speed that I'm experiencing is because I am battling against doing the things that I have to do as well as the things that I want to do. And I feel like I'm doing more things that I have to do than what I want to do. Do you get me? And obviously that's in regards to work and obviously certain commitments in life and whatever. But the challenge and obviously the goal for me is to replace the things that I have to do with more of the things that I want to do.
Okay.
You get me?
I like that.
So that's the end goal, and to me, that's what success is. Because at the end of the day, there's things that we all have to do. But
what is it that you do?
So I do this. I do videos. I do filming, editing, take photos. Like what I do here at Sinners is what I do as my actual career. Do you get what I'm saying? But it just involves you working with a load of different clients. It involves you.
So what's your job role called? What do you call yourself?
I don't know.
Cameraman?
Nah, I don't. I don't call myself a cameraman. I don't know. You know, I've not given myself
production.
A title. I mean, over here at Sinners, I do say, yeah, I'm the head of production.
Okay, head of production.
And that's what I'm hearing. Like, I oversee stuff with the cameras, stuff with the photos, editing. I've helped put together the team, whatever. But I don't know. I would say that there's probably more to me than just picking up the camera and filming now. There's a lot more. And obviously me being a part of this is bringing out those other skill sets. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as I said, life is just moving fast. So there's just loads of things that have to be done. But yeah, there's certain things that I have to stop doing now because they're just pissing me off. And they're slowing down progression. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like I'm feeling like I'm a hamster in a wheel. You get what I'm saying? And I'm running. My legs are running fast. Yeah, but I ain't making the distance that I'm trying to make. Okay. And it's because I'm probably in situations that are not as progressive as
you would like.
Yeah. Okay. So it's about putting more into the things that I want to do, but that comes with more pressure as well because you still gotta make money. Do you get what I'm saying? And the pressure is now making the things that you want to do also financially make money as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but that's a good thing though. That's just life. Like I'm not worried about that. I'm just ready for that. Do you get me? And yeah, man, I think start the year off with that frame of mind, and I think that will allow me to settle. Okay. I'm gonna be frantic, but it's gonna be controlled. You get what I'm saying? Because I do believe I can get to where it is I'm trying to get to. So
okay,
I think that's the starting point, man.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Big things this year then, or next year?
Yeah, man.
2023.
positive. That's it. It's just gonna be a positive year, and it like we're just gonna try and expand on everything that's happened this year and all of the work that's happened in the prior years. We're gonna bring that all together to help get to the end goal. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, just ready, really.
Okay.
Just ready.
So you got plans, and I like that, goals. I think
Mm-hmm.
we need to have goals in life that we have purpose and meaning. And so what's your kind of major goals for the next like 5 years? Can you share that with us? A few of them.
Obviously, work-wise, I said it's just me. So I spoke about it on here before, but on some of the other shows, I've got a content-based brand called All Right No Hype, which is basically a production company, but I class it as a content-based brand. So we make content situated around white trainers, and the whole idea of the brand is to be the other side of the conversation in regards to hype culture. So within the trainer community, you have trainers that are considered as hype. Yeah, so they're really popular, really sought after, and
but could you give me some examples?
I don't know, like let's just say Yeezys. You know what Kanye trainers are, innit?
Yeah.
There was a time where they was really sought after and really hype, and they had resale value.
Okay.
My content brand is the other side of that conversation. So I want to be a voice, a spokesperson to say you don't actually need to buy the latest release. You can maintain your image with the simple white classics.
Ooh.
Or like, you know, like pair of Air Force Ones, pair of Stan Smiths. And the reason for that is because, you know, as young black adolescents or anyone coming from an inner city environment, we really get thrown into like, you know, materialism. We live in a Western world, so materialism is a thing. That's not a problem, but it becomes a problem when it financially starts to hinder your ability to provide in the future. So if you're not setting foundations by, you know, having a bigger goal than just looking good, when you get to a certain age, you're going to look around and realize you haven't really created that much. So I want to operate within that space, but be a spokesperson that has that message. You get what I'm saying? So it gives other people who still want to remain in that social circle the ability to connect to something that doesn't demand them to have the same pressure of having to keep up with the releases of the trainers that keep coming out.
So and the prices,
all of that stuff. Yeah. So I want to get that brand to a place where it's 100% profitable and it's 100%, not 100%, but it's one of the things that I'm doing. So I want it to be that and this podcast. That's it. At the moment, I've got a load of other things that I do in order to pay the bills. But moving forward, some of those things are going to have to subside, or I'm going to have to figure out how I can do them where I'm hands off and there's other people that are controlling that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's like the biggest goal. It's not the 5-year goal. That's just my goal. Like that's how I would.
However long it takes.
Yeah, I just want that to be a thing. And then within that is better sleep, better health, better relationships with family. Because like...
that's what I was edging for.
The family part?
Yeah, slow that down. Better sleep, better health. So better sleep is what we was talking about. So boom, we've started that. We're going to review that. Better health.
I mean, obviously...
You look like a healthy young man.
I mean, yeah, obviously... obviously, yeah, health, but sleep is related to health, innit? So, cream. Do I need cream?
Yeah, do you want some?
Right, I need cream. Go on then.
It's my friend's cream. She makes it herself. Share a butter. Me hands.
What are you saying? My hands are dry on camera?
No.
Give me some more. I think Shah's telling me my hands are dry on camera. Thank you.
But doesn't that feel good?
Yeah, it feels good.
Natural, organic.
Yeah. Okay.
Hands.
But yeah, just better health, and obviously sleep is connected to health. That's how I see it. And
absolutely, it's so important.
Yeah, I know that. I know it is, and I get frustrated at myself knowing that I'm going to bed crazy late because I just feel like this is essentially me killing myself. You get me?
But now you know we're gonna slow it down.
Yeah.
Love yourself.
Yeah. And
take care of yourself.
Know that all of these other things aren't as important as like what we said going back to the beginning of the convo. Which is it's just about being present in the moment and enjoying the moment and not affecting other people's vibes, especially if they're the people that you care about the most. You get me? So yeah, those are the main things. And then in regards to family, just making sure that I'm more present. You get me? So
how do you be more present? You sound so present. Like, I love this conversation that you're having, because I'm always trying to get my clients to think about how they impact other people, because I think relationships are really important. And your self-awareness is through the roof. Like, you didn't even need much encouragement. You've already identified, like, when you withdraw or you go quiet or you're angry, it can, not consciously, I think consciously you've tried not to let it affect other people, but the people that love you and see you, no matter how much you put that mask on or try and plod through, they know when you're happy.
Yeah.
And then they know when you're not. And you can't hide it
as
much as you. And I think as well, it's not good that we do hide it around our children. Because how did you learn to become angry? Where does that come from? And sometimes we need to ask. I don't think everything's learnt behaviour, but I also do think we need to teach our young ones, when we're sad, how do men deal with sadness?
Yeah.
Is it okay to cry?
Yeah.
And then talk about it afterwards. How do we deal with anger? How do we deal with frustration? So in this podcast, you're going to hear me saying a lot, like, how do you deal with that? Because I'm always interested in, we all have emotions, but we deal with it differently. And it doesn't make anyone's bad or wrong or right. But I do think we do need to have that self-awareness that we are affecting our loved ones at home, and we need to have that conversation with them. Like, how can I be more present? And I think men think, because not all men, I think sometimes men think because they provide, there's the food, there's the money, that's enough.
It's not though. I get that. I hear that.
Yeah. And I'm not saying
I know.
I know. So the question was, how can you be more present?
Well, when I was saying present, it wasn't just in regards to like my immediate family. It's my wider family. Do you get me? Like, I believe family is the most important thing ever. And the family doesn't just exist with the people who are in your household. It's the ones that are outside it as well. Like, so uncles, aunties, cousins. Because what I've experienced, from
friends can be
friends as well. Yeah, all of that, you get me? But what I've experienced is from my pops passing away, is that I see family as a table. Yeah. So you got pillars. If there's one pillar which is the main pillar. One second, I feel like the camera stopped. One sec. I got control production too.
We're good? If I could sing, I would have sang.
So what I'm saying is in regards to family, I don't just consider it as my my immediate. It's the people outside of it, and I see family as a table. So from my dad passing away, like I've learned that it's all about pillars, and when one leg on the table falls over, the other pillars need to be strong enough for that table to still stand up. You get me? And if they're weak, before you know it, the table's gonna topple over, and the family that was there is no longer there. It's all disintegrated, and it's all what am I saying now? It's just all affected. You get what I'm saying? And it leaves people singled out. It leaves them lonely. It might leave them annoyed or like just loneliness. You get me? And I understand that it's so important for me to create a strong table, which is what I see as a family.
Foundation.
Yeah, foundation, so that when I die, my kids don't feel that. There's going to be a table for them to continue to sit at that's going to keep them propped up. Do you get me? So how I see it is I'm always mindful of my actions towards others because these are the people who are going to keep the table propped up when I'm not here. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my number one goal is to just build this strong table that keeps the family together, and that can only be done by being present. And I can't make excuses for work. I can't make excuses for anything. I have to cultivate it to keep it there. Do you get me?
So give me some examples of what you find yourself doing to be like, sounds like you're a bit of the glue to the family. So what kind of things
I'm
would
not.
you do?
I'm not the glue. My dad was the glue, and I'm not trying to be like him, but I just know that we have. Now, not similar. Like I've learned from him. I've seen what he was. If anyone's coming from Jamaica, they're coming to his house. If there's an issue, they're coming to him. If something needs to be fixed, they're coming to him. He's the man. You get what I'm saying? He's not here no more, and obviously I can see how it's affected us. You get me? And I want to be able to restore the balance. And even if I can't, I don't want my kids to then have that when I'm gone, because I know that I play that role in their lives and maybe to other people that are around me. So I have to keep it together. You get me? And that can only be done by building relationships and staying in touch with people.
Staying in touch.
Yeah.
Is that like more calling, more popping round?
Whatever it is.
Organising things.
It's calling, it's organising, it's all of that and above it. Obviously, I'm not the best at it. I'm human. You get what I'm saying? There's mad stresses. As I said, life's moving 100 miles an hour right now. You get me?
So busy.
But
yeah.
it doesn't matter. Like, that's the most important thing. You get what I'm saying? And yeah, I just, if we're talking about what's your 5-year plan, like that's a part of it, is just to build a stronger foundation.
Love
to
that.
make sure that, you get me, the
Family.
kids. Yeah. And that's it. And yeah, that's it.
And it sounds like your father, that generation, gave you that, and you want to give that to your kids. And if not, it sounds like you want to make it stronger, if anything.
Like I said, I've noticed him not being here, how it's affected the family. You get what I'm saying? So there's ways that he went about doing things that I probably don't agree with. You get what I'm saying? That affected my opportunities to build with other family members outside of his immediates. Do you get me? And I clocked that from ages ago. I've always been a person that asks questions, and I have to. It's not about picking him apart to break him down. It's about picking him apart to take the good things, and to also identify the bad things and see what it is that I can improve on in it. And that's an area where I feel like that could have been improved on. So I'm going to improve on it then.
That's beautiful. So it's kind of learning from our elders a little bit, taking a little bit of what they did, but also just tweaking it into your own way.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's what life's about a little bit, like just learning and trying to do better than what our parents did. And I think that's what they would want.
And that's all it's about. That's it. It's every generation, the bar's got to go up in some way, whether it's financially, family, whatever it is, the bar always has to go up. And that's the number one thing that he's told me. You know what I'm saying? So the aim is to do that. So yeah.
Are we all right for time?
Yeah, man. We're good.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we can end it there though. I feel that's a nice way to end it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see. Again, it's been an absolute pleasure. We've touched upon some key stuff, some good learning. I think I always say, if one person can take something from your story and apply it, use it, be enlightened, we've done something good here. You have a great Christmas. Happy New Year. I'll see you in the new year.
See you.
All right.
See you in 2023.
Yes.